If you're foreign and you own a company in the United States and that company doesn't earn any money, you don't really have to pay taxes. And so the question becomes more of how do you get your company not to earn any money? And so you need to spend everything that you make. And so let's say
Yeah.
the Amazon business in Wyoming makes $100,000 net income after all of the sales and cost of goods and everything. You take that $100,000 and you pay it to yourself in China. And you use a form called a W-8BEN, which is a foreign contractor form. And so you're basically telling the IRS, like, hey, I paid all this money to people in China for help on this business. We didn't make any money. We made zero. We made $100,000 net profit, but I had to pay that $100,000 to China. So my company here in the US made $0. And then you file
Mhm.
a tax return saying that you made $0, and then you pay $0. I'm excited to hear what you got going on. Sounds like you have some interesting questions for me. Sounds challenging, but I'm down, dude. So
Yeah.
please tell me about yourself.
Oh yeah, sure. So you call me Bruce, and what I'm doing, I'm helping my clients. I have some clients. Also working on like selling on Amazon as well. I'm also having some clients. They're setting up a LLC in Wyoming, and they sell on Amazon. They're mostly Chinese, so that's the way they can like set an Amazon account in United States.
Yep.
And they come out. Then later on, they come out a little bit different issues about tax and their corporation information. Okay, so I think I sent you a memo of that. Like there's a
Mm-hmm.
few things that I would like to learn from you. I'm just wondering, are you able to deliver those information?
Well, let's see. So basically, what you're asking, you have foreign customers you help to sell on Amazon. So what is your business? What do you do?
I'm helping them to setting up their LLC for them. So there's a language barrier there. So I'm connecting them, helping them setting up. Yeah.
Okay. Have you been doing this a while? Or are you trying to figure
Yeah.
this out now?
Oh, I haven't been doing that for a while. I have a wholesale account in Northwest agency, so I can set up account easily. Like, formation a company quite pretty easy.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious if you are the person that's helping your clients do these things. Isn't this stuff that you should know?
It,
And
I
that's
mean,
why
I
I was
mean,
asking, how long have you been doing this?
yeah. It's a few months. So like
Oh,
they
okay.
trust me and they let me to do that. And I'm like pushing myself to learn things. I think that wasn't too hard, so it should be easy to figure out. Yeah.
No doubt. Okay, that makes sense. So let's talk about it. First of all, forming companies as a outside person, as someone who's not part of the country, it's totally doable. Foreign people can open up companies in the United States. The only problem is that you need an address. That's the hard part. Is getting the address. Once you have an address in the United States, you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. And
Yeah,
so,
sure.
I like to use a service called Post Scan Mail or INC File. And those two services allow you to get virtual addresses, mailboxes, and I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so once you have an address, you can use that address to open up your Amazon account and your bank account. So
Oh yeah,
that's
sure.
the best way to open up the bank accounts and whatnot. And so as long as you can get a stateside address, you shouldn't have any problems opening up bank accounts at all. Have you run?
Like if you get a virtual address, are you able to get a business account with those like a Bank of America and Chase Bank?
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not those two because sometimes, like Chase, you have to go in person, and it might be physically
Okay.
impossible to go in person. I like to use Mercury. Mercury's a really good bank, but it's all online.
Yeah. Like is there any like not online banks available for like or like
Yeah, but
if you have a
I thought your clients were in China.
yeah they're in China but they would like to have a not online bank but more like a traditional bank services for the company setting
So
up.
they were gonna fly over here to do their
Yeah,
banking.
now they would like to do a video verification. That's fine with them.
Hmm, interesting. I don't know if any banks that do video verification like that. Um, yeah, you can look, but I don't know of any personally. I just do online banking because the Chase and Bank of America, those banks are awful. They're terrible.
Yeah, I got you. But they
Yeah.
don't need just like they always ask me things, so I just like try to figure out,
Yeah, totally.
who's taking them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I bank with online stuff because, Chase charges a lot of fees and they're just not very friendly to work with. I've had a tough
sure.
time with them sometimes. So yeah, if you want to work with those banks, yeah, maybe you could work out a deal with them, but there's nothing that I know of. I would just take the easier route and just use Mercury or an online bank.
That will do. That will do. Yeah, and yeah, I give pass on
Okay.
that. Thank you for answering.
Yeah, sure. What other questions did you have?
I have a like the one that worried me about is how to do the federal tax return for their disregarded entities. Following on disregarded entities. Yeah, in
Yeah.
Wyoming. Yeah, so that's
So,
pretty much that. Yeah.
we're man, we're getting into a world where it'd probably be best to talk to a tax professional because there's certain things that I don't know about taxes. So just remember that, okay?
Yeah,
Just
sure.
remember
Yeah.
that this isn't the 100%. I worked on this with my tax guy recently. If you're foreign and you own a company in the United States and that company doesn't earn any money, you don't really have to pay taxes. And so the question becomes more of how do you get your company not to earn any money? And so you need to spend everything that you make. And so let's say
Yeah.
the Amazon business in Wyoming makes $100,000 net income after all of the sales and cost of goods and everything. Just take that $100,000 and you pay it to yourself in China. And you use a form called a W-8BEN, which is a foreign contractor form. And so you're basically telling the IRS, like, hey, I paid all this money to people in China for help on this business. We didn't make any money. We made zero. We made $100,000 net profit, but I had to pay that $100,000 to China. So my company here in the US made $0. And then you file a tax return saying that you made $0, and then you pay $0.
Okay. Yeah. Have you down that path, or you able to like?
I don't go deep down into that path because I don't work a whole lot with people that are outside the United States. I've been able to figure out that question and like figure out how to start a company in the US from outside without ever having to leave your couch. But I'm not an expert on it. I
Okay.
would check out some more videos on YouTube to make sure what I'm telling you is correct. Yeah.
Sure. Do you have a like a accountant, or they have been doing that, and they're feeling free to talk with it?
That's I like the way you ask questions, Bruce. You're good at it. No, I don't have an accountant that specializes in that. I have a podcast though where I sat down with my accountant and we figured it all out.
Okay.
All the
Yeah. I got
taxation, the sales tax, the federal taxes, because I needed his help in order to do it. What else can I help you with, my friend?
Yeah, sure. Appreciate that information. And do you have the next one will be knowing the general information and how to deal with the state tax, with not tax-free state. They do collect the profit from the tax from the company. Yeah, the
Yeah,
company
if the
tax.
company has earnings, it's gonna have to pay taxes on the earnings, and
Yeah.
typically you would
How do
pay
I
federal. Yeah.
find?
Okay. So we have federal income tax, we have state income tax. Those two are not applicable if you don't live in the states, though. And so then we have to be like, oh, there's sales tax too. So how do we pay sales tax? Because it doesn't matter where you are in the country. If you're making sales, you have to pay sales tax. Doesn't matter if you don't make any money, you still have to pay sales tax. And so what you want to do is, with all the Amazon sales, Amazon collects and pays the sales tax for you. And so you don't have
Yeah.
to worry about that for all the other states. But in Wyoming, you have to pay your own sales tax because it's a Wyoming-based business. So you'll want to go to the Wyoming Secretary of State
Okay.
and you create an account, and then you can pay your sales tax based on the different counties that you sell in from in Wyoming. But realistically, you're probably only going to have to pay Wyoming sales tax.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought they're like I'm selling on Amazon, and I thought Amazon doesn't collect their Wyoming sales tax.
Oh, if you're just selling on Amazon, you should be okay, actually, because Amazon should collect Wyoming's sales tax too and pay it. Are you only doing Amazon? No Shopify stores, no drop shipping, no stuff like that.
No,
Oh, if it's
no,
only
no.
Amazon, then honestly, dude, I think you're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's my question would be the. Let me rephrase my question. Would be state tax, just corporation tax. You pay for the, annually you pay for your profit.
Ah,
Yeah. So like
um,
different percentage, I think 8% for different
yeah, I don't think
states.
Wyoming does that. California does. California does that, but Wyoming
Yeah,
doesn't do
like
that.
like like yeah, because some of my clients are setting out like in Colorado, in other states. It's not like they do collect the tax for that. So,
Yeah, yeah, I think you'd
like
be okay.
how do you maybe file the tax return for those states because your company is setting up there, like in New York or Texas. So.
Yeah, so you would want to go to the franchise tax board of that specific state. So each state does things differently. But if you're only Amazon, you wouldn't have to worry about sales tax. But we're not talking about sales tax. We're talking about
We're not
tax
talking.
on
Yeah.
your. We're talking about
Yeah.
just having a business, like a franchise tax. Each state is different. I would look it up. Each state you typically pay once per year, either at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, and it's a set amount based on how much business you did.
Uh,
Okay, it's a
but I think there's another tax for your corporation is making money, your company is making money, and you have a profit, and there you have like 10,000 profit, and then you need to pay a certain amount of it to the state you organized.
mm, if you have a corporation taxed as a C corp, that is true. But I can't see why you would want to do that. It doesn't really make sense. You could just form an LLC and then avoid all that. Corporations are taxed at a flat rate of 21%. They don't pass their earnings on to the owners. And so
Yeah.
if you had a C corp, every dollar in profit that you had in that company, if it was 100,000 net profit, you'd pay 21,000. It's 21%. But you
Yeah.
could avoid that by just having an LLC instead.
Yeah, sure. So if you have an LLC in Texas, and so you did your federal tax return, also you deal with the local, like the local tax. You make the profit, and then you pay for the local. Your company had profit, and you pay for the local, I guess.
Nope, not with
Like
an LLC.
state tax. No, because okay, okay, it's only going to a person. So the profit is go to a person. You'll be filing your expenses and do the tax return. If it's a corporation and you need to pay for the tax, right?
Yes. Yeah, corporations
Okay,
are taxed different than limited liability companies. Yeah, they're
yeah, I'm sorry. So corporation, if you're a corporation in Texas, so what's the general rules for if you're a corporation? How do you pay for the tax there?
so
Like just general rule of them. Yeah.
yeah, corporations are good for people that want to issue stock and turn the company into a completely separate thing from the person. When every other business, the business stuff goes on your tax return. And so when you form a corporation, you're like, hey, I'm forming something that's completely separate from me, and I want it to pay its own taxes. And the government's like, okay, cool, you can do that. The tax rate's 21% if you want to form a corporation. But most people don't form corporations because it doesn't make sense. Corporations are good for
Yeah.
like big tech companies, and so I don't even think you should even consider it for an Amazon reselling business. It would be a waste of money and a waste of time.
Yeah, sure, sure. It does have some clients they having it, but it's not my fault. They
Yeah,
already had
sure,
it.
sure.
Yeah, sure. And they're coming back to me, so you can help with that. So for them to be able to to be spend less on tax for that state, and I used to, is that so you can always do with your accountings, like you pay to a third party for the service in China,
That's what I
and
would do.
you don't, that's not okay.
Yeah,
And
people with that
you
have
don't,
corporations set up, I would just say, hey, you need to spend all this money. So either pay another company that's going to pay you, or pay yourself in China and use it as an expense
as
on the
expand.
company. Yeah, and so make the company's net income zero, and then you pay less in taxes.
Yeah,
Um,
cool.
that can only
Thanks.
really be done when you're a foreign person, honestly.
Okay, cool. How about LLC? So you pay can you list some like expenses on your LLC, like your personal expenses to
Well,
reduce the amount of tax money?
not personal expenses. It has to be used for business activity. So it has to be
Oh,
regular and necessary for the business to make money. And so if you're an Amazon reseller and you're paying for things like computers and photography equipment to take pictures of your items and cell phones to take pictures, then yeah, it can work. But if you're buying toothpaste and clothing and you're not selling that stuff, then no, it's not going to work. Yeah,
okay.
if they audit you, they'll basically make you pay taxes on all of that money and then charge you fines. And
Yeah,
so
I
you
got you.
don't want to buy personal things with your business. You want to try and keep the two separate as much as you can.
Yeah, but it is all the same. Like you got make the company got less money and you pay less. That's how. Okay,
Yeah,
I
and
got
so
you for now.
yeah, cool. Yeah, you get it. You know.
Yeah, I appreciate that because if you're talking to accountant, they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
So
totally.
yeah,
What's
hell,
really important is to figure out like what they want to accomplish, and then I would really for you like I would just figure out like the best way for these people. Like if I was Bruce, I would find the best way to set this stuff up, and then I would tell everybody to do the exact same thing.
yeah, yeah. I was telling them to set up LLC in Wyoming, which is I think it should be one of the best for the
Yeah,
small.
Wyoming or Nevada are the two best places to go for people out of the country.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
great.
then you fill get yep, just like you said, get an LLC, get an EIN, get an address, get a bank account. You can use your taxpayer ID number to get an EIN, and you just it should be straightforward. Now there is one place that I want to share with you to file your LLCs. How are you creating the LLCs for people?
For I can do either ways. I can hire a Northwest agent because then they can do that for me. Or the second way, I can just go to the state website and just pay for it online.
States is a good way to do it too. I'm gonna share with you a company. I'm gonna put this right here. This is for a company called INC File. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I think that they're the best way to form an LLC online.
Oh, cool.
And you can, it takes the state's website and makes it very, very simple and easy. And you can file for any state. They only charge about $20 more than what the state would charge. And so it's affordable.
Okay,
But the
that's pretty
best
nice.
thing about this company is that they also offer virtual addresses and they
Hmm.
also offer registered agent services. And so for
Okay.
every company, like you can pay INC File to be your registered agent for $100 a year. And then you can get an address from them for $20 a month. And you can all do it in one place. And by the time you're done, in 10 minutes, you have it all set up and it's ready to go.
Yeah, yeah, because it's all coming. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I'll definitely looking down on that.
Yeah, it'll make
Great.
your life easier if you're helping people with this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Also, can we move on to the third one? Is
Sure.
how to apply ITIN because I haven't checked it yet. Because I was yeah,
How to get an ITIN?
yeah.
You
Have
want to
you
get
been
one?
on?
Yeah, you want to get one from the IRS. Yeah. And so I'll give you the
Yeah.
website that you can get it's the same process as getting an EIN.
It's more like putting your name on the form and the fax to the
Like
IS.
that. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay, sure. Do you have I think you mentioned about how to close an INC incorporation in California.
Yep.
So I have a client. They just set it up for like this a month, and this is just a new company, and they just thinking about closing it, and I
What
think
state?
they're California.
Okay.
They
Is it
haven't do any
a
tax return whatever yet.
it's an LLC
It's-
or a corporation? I made a video on how to close an LLC. I'll email that to you too.
So I see your video on that.
Oh,
So I
okay.
mean, so it's just like you're closing it, like you're just it
You
is
s
just like
yeah,
finding a form over there online, and that's it.
that's it. You submit an online form, you pay the fee, and you're done.
Oh, no, the one I saw you was ALLC.
Yeah.
LLC.
Corporation is pretty much the same. Articles of dissolution, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you'll
but
file
they
a.
don't have online portal. They don't have online portal for that.
Then you're gonna have to mail it in.
Okay. So you mean, okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just send certified mail, use DHL, depending on if you're in China or if you're in United States. But yeah, man, you can dissolve your business entity, no problem. In California, it's ftb.ca.gov. ftb.ca.gov. That's where you go to close the company in California.
Sure, thank you. Do they need to like taking care of any like sale tax, whatever? Because the company has never been on like selling anything yet. So do they need to care about the taxes or the
No,
whatsoever?
don't worry
Just
about
close
it.
it.
Just close it. Don't
Run
worry
it
about
out.
it. Yeah, if there's less than $12,000 that move through the company or just very little, then I wouldn't even worry about it. I would just close it and move on. And then
Okay, great.
if they need something, they'll send you a letter.
Okay, yeah, cool. And I think thank you for answering the question and sending all the videos. Like
Of course, man. I'm
I do
happy to help.
appreciate. Also, one last question. I'm really
No
sorry
problem.
to be here for a bit. So, are you able to like give me the information that to be a tax preparer? You're not CPA, but you're a tax preparer.
Yeah, so
So
tax preparers and CPAs are different, as you know. Same with enrolled agents. Tax
yeah,
preparers, anyone can really prepare taxes, but a licensed person is the person that is able to like sign off on them and submit them. So there are
yeah,
people that prepare taxes that are not licensed in the United States, but they have a difficult time building their businesses because they can't do everything. And so, in my opinion, I think it's worth it to become an enrolled agent, an EA, or a CPA, or certified public accountant. And those two things can
mm,
allow you to prepare and file taxes for people.
okay. Does there have any courses for you to to get in?
Yep.
Because my major wasn't. No one was majoring tax.
Yeah.
We pretty learn things on the road, and I appreciate you learn the things on the road, as you
Yeah.
say in the video. So, is there any way for me to approach that way to be equivalent on the on the field to be able to do the job?
Do you want to make a business out of it and do the job for your clients, or do you just want to know the information?
I wonder the first way, like having the clients. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much.
Then I would go through the process. I would look for an online school that you could take, like how to become a
Okay.
CPA, and I would look for the best school, the school that would allow you to get it done the fastest. But then you have to take a test, and then there's some additional requirements and continuing education. It's worth it. It's worth it, in my opinion. You get to learn a lot, and you would have the credentials to be able to really help your clients a lot.
Yeah. So about
But
CPA, I'm sorry about in here, but CPA is quite hard to obtain. Is there any like less than that?
EA, enrolled agent.
Enroll agent. Okay.
Enrolled agent, yeah. EA, enrolled agent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
or
Yeah.
you can look at how to become a tax preparer, because tax preparers have a lower certification, but they are able to put together taxes, just not like do the final sign off.
Yeah. Tax preparer. So do they have? I mean, also you just recommend just search
Yeah,
online
I
and
don't know where to go to learn that stuff, to be honest with you. I've learned it because I work closely with my CPA and I learn a lot from him, and I also read a lot of books on taxes so that I can understand things. And so I go through books and YouTube, but I've never put myself through formal tax education.
got you. Yeah. I mean, you learned your way. I do. I found you're so great on that, and you can give some information directly and and
Yeah.
efficient. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. You probably done better than some CPAs.
Thanks, man. I really
Yeah,
appreciate you saying that, Bruce. It means a lot. Yeah,
yeah,
it really does.
it is because I see your efficiency and you're able to find this and this because you're pro on this. So
Thanks, man.
yeah.
What kind of business do you do?
Uh, so having the client setting up US company and they also apply for EINs and
Okay.
and also the tax return staff, and that was my because I can outsource those things to third parties, but I would like to figure out the things on my road, and I'll be able to getting into it. That's my kind of full time now. And then my second was selling on Amazon. My
Okay.
second job would be selling
Okay.
on Amazon.
So then you have relationships with suppliers in China?
No, I'm doing online arbitrage and wholesale arbitrage. So I call the wholesalers sometimes and or email them. And most of the time, I probably just do online arbitrage, buying
Okay.
things from Walmart and selling on Amazon. That's
Gotcha.
really simple of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be careful with the online arbitrage with drop shipping on Amazon. You can get shut down. Terms of service, they don't like drop shipping.
Yeah, they don't.
But
They,
you know
yeah,
that.
they don't.
You know that.
Yeah, I know the deal. Then you don't need to present yourself to be that way. You just have to say I'm wholesaling. This is a very small amount of that. So yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
100%. That makes perfect
Thank you
sense.
for the advice. Thank you for the
Yeah, you're
advice.
welcome,
Yeah,
man. I'm glad we were able to get your questions answered. I hope you. I wish you a lot of success.
yeah. I appreciate that. And do you think I can gain some knowledge from your webinar? Like I see you have a course over there.
Yeah, my course is to teach people how to set up companies in the United States. Really, that's what I focus on. But not, I go through the LLC filing and business plans and all kinds of good stuff like that. But really, what the main focus is how we do business in the United States and how to get a good foundation, right? How to prepare your how to understand like why you're paying taxes. Like, what do I pay taxes on? Who do I even pay? How do I become an S-Corp? How do I be smart about my taxes? And how do I really build my company up, and get the right people around me so that I can be successful? That's what my business school is all about, is to teach people that
Oh,
stuff.
okay, cool. Would you mind? Is that possible for me to pay you and for personal, for an hour and the price, and I can consulting to you?
Yeah, I do monthly coaching with other clients who want to talk to me more regularly and just, have a good relationship where we can talk about business and we can solve problems and we can figure things out. Charge $1,000 a month. We meet twice a month, every other week for 1 hour.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha. Wow, that's really nice of you. I got just coming up and bearing that last question, I guess. Do you have a lawyers to do the patents?
hmm
Like intellectual property
Yeah.
lawyers, and yeah.
It depends on what you're looking for, whether it's design or utility patents. I have a few lawyers here in the United States that I work with. A lot of the times I just use Fiverr, to be honest with you.
Gotcha.
Because
Yeah, that
honestly,
works
like
out. So
sometimes the simple patents are yeah, man.
are they
It's
like
they just get
other
it
one?
done. Yeah, it's affordable, it's streamlined, it's quick. But if you're gonna do anything complex or anything that is really really important and you have a lot of money behind, then you would want to work with a law firm in the United States to help you with that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, because I found Figure is quite useful, like just having people do the things, and yeah, you're right, and I do feel like go straightforward, find someone making the deal, and rather just go routing around,
Yeah.
and you're taking a detour because the information is there. Yeah,
You
great.
just do it a
Yeah,
little bit differently, man. But I've done both, and you can use a law firm or you can use people online. One's cheap, one is not. The people that I use in the States are fucking expensive, dude. That's why I went to Fiverr.
it is.
Yeah.
This is
So
how United States is. It is.
yeah,
People making money out of that. So
yeah.
you should save that expenses. That's your profit there. Yeah, so that's good for you. Yeah, great. I guess yeah. I think I'm all set. I'm all set. I really
Wonderful.
appreciate that you taking the call. And
Yeah, not a problem, Bruce. You know where to go if you need more information or if you need to send people to go learn stuff. I'm here. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day and I wish you the
you
best
have a
in your
wonderful
business.
day. You have a wonderful day, and I do appreciate that you spent your time here. Appreciate that.
No problem, sir. Have a great day.
Right.
Bye bye.
Good. You too. Bye.